I'll be sharing 10 products that have been really improving my life in this season. And I do want to say a quick disclaimer. While I love sharing products, I want you to be mindful of what you actually need in your life. I have really taken the time to think about the things that I'm investing in that have helped improve my life. So I'm going to share some products, but I'm also going to give you alternatives to things that you can still get the same basically purpose when it comes to helping improve your life. Let's get started. Product number one that I'm currently really loving and enjoying, and I've been using this since last year, is the Quarterly Peacefully Productive Planner by Hustle Sanely. If you saw how I plan my week with me, you would have seen just how I use my planner. This is a dateless planner up to 3 months, quarterly, of course. And I loved it. It has changed my life in so many ways just because I have implemented a lot of what Jess Massey, who's the founder of this planner, she has basically like core principles to her system. They're called the Hustle Sanely 5. And it is really about prioritizing the important relationships and prioritizing your mental health. What this has a monthly spread, a weekly spread, and also the daily pages. And I never really liked doing daily planning, but I found myself striving to prioritize my time. Also found myself having just like gaps of time and really just not taking the time to think like, what can I do during that time? Or is this like time for rest? Or even just like thinking about rest in that way, like scheduling rest, especially when I'm in a busy season. And often I didn't even know what are the tasks that I need to prioritize that day. And this planner does it. It has a little area that says called your focus 3. And those are the 3 things that you want to get accomplished. It doesn't mean those are the only 3 things that you need to do that day, but if all you had time was to do those 3 things, that's where you would put all your time and like highest energy to. So I really love that about the planner. It really helps me be mindful about movement, being kind to myself, being kind to others. And so I really like that component of the planner, and you don't have to commit to it all year round because it is quarterly. So that's another thing that I really love about the planner. And I'm not sponsored by Hustle Sanely or anything. I just really love what Jess has done. I had stumbled upon her planner back like 2 years ago on TikTok and have been a fan ever since. I've been on her podcast. I'm part of her community now. And so if you really want to hear more about her products and her community, then I definitely check out my video with her. I actually have her on the podcast and she shares her journey and like the intentionality behind her products. And it's just it's amazing. So really recommend a quarterly planner, especially for those, again, who want to start planning but don't want to commit to one planner a whole year. So this would be a perfect fit for you if you really want to find kind of a system. She has also so many podcast episodes. She has a podcast. She has so many episodes on how to actually implement the Hustle 75, and it is just so good. It's like you could really tell that this is like a very strong community of women who empower one another. And I've been a witness to that these past 3 months in the first quarter, being part of that community. And I paid all with my own money. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not being sponsored. But the second product that has been really improving my life as well is the Peacefully Productive Journal, which again is kind of similar to the quarterly planner. It is a quarterly journal, so 3 months. You get to reflect on the previous quarter. You get to set goals here. You also get to prep for the day and then just like also debrief after in the evening. I love the setup of the journal because it'll ask you, what are you grateful for? Which is something that I always preach about for my clients. If you really want to improve your mental health, just starting with working on gratitude, and you don't necessarily need this journal for that. You can get any notebook and just write 3 things that you're grateful for every single day to help you just one, stay present and grounded and know that like I know like life has a lot of shitty things happening to us. I think most of us always have something going on, and that's okay, but we also have to focus on the things that are good in our life that helps us. That is a protective factor to good mental health. So I really encourage even just writing gratitude in your life can be such a game changer. But I love this journal. Like I said, it has what am I grateful for? It'll have you like hours of sleep I got last night, just to kind of get a check in, like how many hours of sleep did you get? Sometimes we're not getting enough sleep, and so just having a little check-in of like, okay, these are how many hours. We can see like, oh, my mental health wasn't really well because I maybe only slept for 4 hours. This could really be a good tracker for us to just understand where we're at mentally, physically. And I love that one of the prompts is something I'm doing today to support the healthiest version of myself. And it is very much written in a way like, what is going to be for you? You know, don't compare yourself to anybody else, but like for you, what is going to be the healthiest version for yourself? That might not mean doing a morning workout. That might mean just having a smooth morning, getting the kids, to school. Like, depending on where your life and your role and responsibilities are, you get to decide what that is. And then you reflect at the end of the day, like what energized you, what drained you. Again, this is giving you more insight into what are some habits and rituals or things that are happening in your life that might need to be tweaked or changed so that you are prioritizing your mental health. And then even asking my favorite part about today was, right? So even that's a good shift, because when I tell my clients, I don't know if you ever had a long day at work and then somebody asks you, how was your day? And you're going to hyper focus on the negative. Like, that's just it. As humans, we're going to hyper focus on the negative. So when we shift that just by asking, even if you're the person asking, how was your day? You said, what went well today? Or what was the best part about today? It shifts the mind to really focus on the positive. So I love this. And then you also have just like a free writing section where it just says, what is on your heart? And you could write anything. You could write from your affirmations. You could write, I know Jess is a woman of faith, so she also says you could write prayers, things like that. So it isn't necessarily a faith-based journal. I know that she weaves in her faith within the journal, like little things. So it's like very catered to any person with any belief system. So I really enjoy this journal. And again, 3 months, you don't have to commit to the entire year for it. You could try it out. I love it. She also has digital versions of this that are a lot less expensive, but I really do enjoy this. I feel like it's very therapeutic to write on a actual journal instead of like a digital journal. So that is just me. Okay, so the third product that has been improving my life is my walking pad. I talk about my walking pad so many times throughout my channel, and that is because my walking pad has been the best thing for me in terms of getting more movement in. I work a very sedentary job. I'm a therapist. So again, I'm constantly just either doing virtual calls or sitting down with my clients in person or doing YouTube videos. And again, that is very much just like sitting down. There's not a lot of movement to it. And personally, I don't use my walking pad like to do admin work. I know I've seen some people who are walking while they're working. I personally haven't gotten comfortable doing emails and stuff like that while I'm walking on my walking pad, but instead I make intentional time to do it right after my morning like strength training workout. And that has been so helpful, being able to intentionally put those things in my day to just like have a break, use my walking pad, or if I'm watching a YouTube video, like go on my walking pad just to get more steps in, because I know myself and sometimes I can trick myself to just like I psych myself out to go outside and take a walk when it's the winter. I'm like, oh, it's so cold. So this takes away that level of resistance. And this doesn't mean that you need a walking pad. It just means that being mindful of the excuses or things that resist you to get movement in, and think about ways or that you can make it easier for yourself. This product made it easier for myself, but now as I've been using it more and feeling more comfortable with walking and just like craving more movement in that way, I feel like now it's easier for me to gravitate towards going to walk outside. So it's kind of like a stepping stone to feeling more comfortable being outside and going on walks. And even now, like if again you're thinking about improving your life and getting products, also think about other strategies, right? So if like you don't like walking by yourself, walk with a friend or call a friend while you're walking if you want to feel safer. Like those are the things that I've been thinking about too. Like if I didn't have a walking pad, or if my walking pad all of a sudden broke, like what would I do, right? because I wouldn't right away go and purchase a walking pad. Maybe I would wait again, to see, could I do it without it, right? Or even just thinking of like, what access do you have? If you live in an apartment, do you have a treadmill that you could use? Again, just for more movement and getting more steps in. I live in Dallas and it's not a very walkable city. You actually have to be intentional, go to the walking trails or the lake and things like that to be able to go on walks. And so that is why this has really improved my life in terms of getting more movement in, feeling better about myself, my body, and really just treating my body with love. Like I love my body, but I knew that I wasn't treating it with the love that it deserved. And so even just implementing more walks into my day has been a game changer. So I hope that is helpful for you when you're thinking about like, okay, what do I need to let go of the resistance of maybe getting movement in, right? Maybe it is investing in a walking pad, or maybe it is having a friend come with you on like a weekly basis to do like a walk and chit chat and catch up kind of thing. So yeah, the third product that I absolutely love and has been making my life so much easier on those days where I am just so overwhelmed, I'm tired, and maybe the last thing that I want to do is clean. And that is that as a recovering perfectionist, I used to get super fixated on having my home perfectly clean. And I would have these long Sundays where I would spend half of the day cleaning instead of resting or enjoying the weekend. My mom ended up recommending me these robot vacuum, and she said, hey, like you may like this, like I use it now, and so when I'm busy and I don't have the time to vacuum, I just let that run and it helps clean up as much as it can, right? And so I really love that, because on the days that I'm feeling lazy, I don't want to do a whole vacuum cleanup, or even my husband doesn't want to do like the vacuum, because sometimes we will divide and conquer. Like I'll tell him do this and I do that. Sometimes one of us is feeling like, oh, okay, I have the energy to do this, and the other one is not. And so on the days when we're both just feeling overwhelmed, tired from work and things like that, like putting this on, the cool thing is you can also set it up on a timer, which I love to. Like if you want for every morning for your little vacuum to go off, or at night for your vacuum to go off, then it's really helpful. I don't do it that often because it is really loud, at least the version that I have, and I'll link it down below, the one that I have, because it is a little loud in my opinion. And so doing it overnight might not be helpful because it's loud enough to where I don't want to use it at night. You know what I'm saying? So, but I love it because it helps me maintain a pretty tidy home, not a perfectly deep cleaned home, but a pretty tidy home. And so if you are a mom, maybe this is something that is worth investing in. Or if you're just a busy individual who just, the last thing you want to do is always have to be stressed about cleaning, and even when like being stressed when people come over that you're like there's like a lot of dirt on the floor or whatever, like like we attract dirt and things when we come into the house. And so that has just been easy for me to use and to operate. But definitely do your research, because I didn't pick the specific one. My mom did, and the reviews are great on Amazon. But again, like do your research, because I have heard that there are other like better products, but robot vacuum in general has been a really like big game changer for me in terms of like cleaning, my cleaning routine. The fourth product that has been really, really improving my life is a water bottle. And I know that sounds so silly, but specifically any water bottle that is over 40 ounces, or at least 40 ounces. I used to carry a 20-ounce water bottle all the time, and I would be too lazy to fill it up. And let's be honest, like I know the problem could have been easily fixed if I just grew the habit of constantly filling up my water bottle. So again, you don't necessarily need a 40 ounce, but for me, it made my life easier by just having a 40 ounce water bottle. It was easy for me to just refill it 3 times a day, as opposed to doing more than 3 times a day and getting the appropriate amount of water that my body needs. So that has been game changer for me. I gravitate towards Hydro Flask as a brand. I have used Stanley before, and I still have my Stanley. So I just I alternate, but like my Hydro, because it has this thing and like it do this, it doesn't spill. And my Stanley, because it had a straw, it would always spill. So this 40 ounce Hydro Flask, I mean, I have had no issues with it, and I absolutely love it. So again, you don't necessarily need that specific brand of like a water bottle, but just having a water bottle in general that you love, that again is going to get you to drink more water, is such a game changer. I've even seen people put stickers on their water bottles as well, because that kind of shows your individuality a little bit. I'm not someone that likes to put stickers on my water bottle. I wish I was, but I really just like the clean look, like nothing on my water bottle. But I don't know, I think like just being able to increase your more water intake, you're taking care of yourself, you're taking care of your body, you're staying hydrated, and again, that could be such a game changer when it comes to both your physical and mental health. The fifth product that has been really improving my life is this 3-piece laundry organizer. It has wheels, so it's so great, but laundry can be super overwhelming to do sometimes, and I found myself spending so much time on it. My husband has technically gotten the responsibility of doing the laundry, but sometimes there are specific things that I don't want him to clean with certain things, and for him to remember, and he was telling me like I can't remember every little detail of like how to, like when to put this or this dress with this clothes and stuff like that. And so I was like, okay, what is the solution? Like, what is the solution for us to be able to, for you to be able to fully just have that full responsibility and not feel like, oh, I'm having to kind of manage him, right? And look at what he's doing so that he's doing it right. And instead, we got this 3-piece organizer. So now when we are putting the clothes in the laundry because they're dirty, we'll put them in the specific spot where it needs to be, where like the whites with the whites, like the colors with the colors, things like that. That makes it so much easier for me to not feel like, oh, okay, I'm constantly having to also think about that responsibility. No, my husband fully owns that responsibility. We helped solve the problem, which was just not knowing what certain clothes go with what. It solved the majority of our problems when it comes to doing the laundry. It just made it so much easier. Like sometimes when laundry piles up and you're also having to sort it, that is annoying. And so I really like this. I got this one off of Amazon. It was relatively affordable. I want to say maybe like $30. I'm sure there are other options, but again, like just thinking about this, do your research and see which one works for you and your family. I love that we could just roll it into the closet, roll it out when we need it, to the laundry room, and it makes it so much easier. So that's another product that has been really improving our lives. And then product number 6 is Lofty Clock. So it's been about 1.5 years now since I started using my Lofty Clock. I no longer use my phone as an alarm. I usually put my phone in my office charging so that when I wake up in the morning and I'm doing my morning workout, my phone is ready, charged next to my Apple Watch. I have this little like docking station for it, but I use Lofty Clock now. So it is a gentle alarm clock. It has kind of 2 different sounds. The first sound is kind of gentle. It's I don't know how to describe it, but it's like it slowly increases louder and louder. The second one is a little bit louder so that you're not like bombarded with that iPhone, alarm. I mean, all of the alarms that I saw on the iPhone was just like overwhelming. But another hack, if you just don't want your phone to be super alarming, is maybe find a song that you could add as the alarm on your phone. Or just get a regular alarm clock. Like, again, you don't necessarily need Lofty Clock, but I love Lofty Clock too because it also has meditations, it has sounds like white noise, it has all of these things incorporated to the clock itself. It's like very simplistic. I personally love the clock. But again, you don't necessarily need the specific alarm clock. Do your research. I know that there's like other things like the Hatch alarm clock and things like that, but I know there are so many dupes on Amazon that you could find. So yeah, like again, do what works best for you. A regular schmegular alarm clock will work. I just really wanted to invest in this particular clock because I really love all the features that it has, and being able to schedule all of my alarms for different days because I don't always wake up the same time, the same day, because some days on my day off, I want to sleep in, things like that. And that makes it just so much easier versus like a regular alarm clock. You might need to have to set it up. But I'm pretty sure nowadays, I'm sure there's clocks out there that you can have already preset dates to your clock. So I don't know. But all this to say, it has helped really not tempt me when I wake up to reach for my phone right away, because I'm just having to turn off the alarm, get up, I don't get distracted, I don't put my energy on other people's lives, because that's what you do when you reach for your phone in the morning. Instead of going about your day, doing your morning rituals, doing the things that are going to fill your cup, you're priming your brain to think about other people, put other people's needs over yours, and that can be very distracting, and that primes your brain to have a very not so good start and primes your brain to be more negative than positive. So all this to say, get an alarm clock. But the next product that I love is my Kindle. I talk a lot about my Kindle. This is one that I did put stickers on because I just got a clear case and it was easy for me to just be able to individualize it a little bit more. It makes me happy. But I love reading, and reading fiction has done wonders for my mental health. I used to read a lot of personal development books, and I no longer do that. I love my Kindle because it makes it so much easier for me to read. I feel like I tend to gravitate towards my Kindle a lot more, read books a lot faster than it is a physical book. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't love physical books. I have been purchasing the physical books for my book club just because I like to take the book with me and write notes and stuff like that. But even for personal development books, if I do want to get something, I'll usually get it on my Kindle, read it, and then buy the hardcover to reference it back later. So, but that is only after I've gotten like the Kindle version. And what I love about the Kindle too is that you could get an app like Libby, which connects you to your local libraries to get your books for free. And I also love Kindle Unlimited, which is only like $9.99 a month. And there are so many books, so I'm not constantly having to spend money on physical books, which can be really expensive. And I know though it might be contributing to an author's like revenue and things like that. But for me, like it can get very expensive. So I hope they do get a lot of royalties or something when people buy just the digital version too. Hopefully it's is the same. But yeah, I don't want to have a lot of clutter in my home too. There was a couple of years back where we just kind of donated a bunch of our books. We kept only the ones that we needed to reference on because I just didn't want, at least for me, like it's not important for me to have a huge library or things like that. There's some people that love having libraries. I love that for them. And I enjoy it. Like in someone's house, if they have like a bunch of like a library, like it feels very cozy and nice, but that is not something that I have personally wanted to do. So our Kindle has been, in my opinion, a way to just have a lot less stuff and also helps like keep our house tidy, not having books all over the place and things like that. So yeah, I love reading, love my Kindle. Again, I really recommend purchasing one. Definitely go on like Black Friday or Amazon Prime Day because they tend to have them cheaper during those times. Or even look on Facebook Marketplace to see if there's someone selling it as well. Because yeah, I don't know what version I have. It's not the newest version. I feel like I got this back in 2020. So it's been a while. So it's been 4 years since I've gotten this version. The next product that I love and has been really improving my life in the sense of helping my productivity. I have been using this since I started my business. So back in 2019, and it is ClickUp. It keeps me so organized, and it is what I use to run my business. It is basically an all-in-one project management tool. I can do tasks there. I can assign tasks to my team. I can send emails through there. It's just like a one hub. I can store documents there. It has been just so easy to use as opposed to something like Notion that I know might be more better for like individuals, less for people who maybe are running a business or things like that. But I personally, like, I love Notion and I love like how aesthetic it looks. But for me, when it comes to productivity, like when Aesthetic wise, I'll use my planner is something that I like care in terms of aesthetics, but my digital space, as long as it does the job and it automates and it has all these kinds of features, that is what really sets it apart from all these other different project management tools. So I personally love ClickUp. I think that it's good for any small business, and yeah, I 100% recommend it more than like the other products. I started off with Asana, and I do think that that is a good alternative, but ClickUp has really updated a lot of things compared to Asana, in my opinion. And they do have like a free tier too. So you could try it out and see if it's something that works for you. I will say with ClickUp, it is a little bit of a learning curve, but there are so many different YouTube videos that you could look at to just get a little bit more acquainted with ClickUp. And people also sell templates to make it a lot easier for you, kind of similar to Notion where people sell templates to make it easier for you. ClickUp also has like already set up templates for you too. So it is just so good. You can sync into your Google Calendar. It does it all. I love it. I had the pleasure of working with them after constantly using them and really wanting to work with this brand. Finally worked with them towards the end of last year, and it was so great. They were so good. Their team is incredible, and I was able to test out the new 3.0 version, which I think now should be out for everybody. But yeah, I love ClickUp. Can't say enough good things about it. And then the last and final thing that has been really improving my life is Copilot Fitness. This is a fitness subscription service app, I guess. You basically get paired up with a fitness coach, and you get to choose based on what you want. Do you want someone who's a little bit more empathetic? Do you want someone who uses more strategy and a little bit more focus on your goals kind of person? Or maybe do you want something a little bit in the middle? You get to choose your coach. You get to also change your coach if it's just not the right fit, but they end up customizing workouts for you based on whatever workout split you want to do. You can talk to them about your goals when it comes to fitness, and they'll be able to work out a plan for you. Like for me, I was very specific to my coach that I only want 20 to 40 minute workouts maximum, because I don't like the idea of having to spend 2 hours working out or a full hour working out or doing a strength training workout. I really like something quick and easy that feels achievable for me to do in the morning, enough for me to get some movement in and maintain my fitness and overall health. And that has been so helpful. I do have a free trial if you want to try it, but my coach isn't so incredible. My coach's name is Sierra. So if you see Sierra, you can definitely pair up with her. But I've been loving it. I've been paying out of my own pocket. But what I will say, when I do share my link and you guys sign up, I do get some free months. So that has been super cool. I'm not affiliated with them or anything, or sponsored with them, but it's really cool too, because it speaks volumes that people, after the free trial, they end up signing up for the service, because it is such a great community and it is such a great way to get movement in without having to go to the gym or doing it. Then just using, also too, you can tell them these are the things that I have at home to utilize, and only these things, and they will do the workouts based on the things that you have available and accessible to you. So I really love that part. They also have a YouTube channel where they do show you the right form on a certain exercise, so definitely check out their YouTube channel as well. I know there have been several creators promoting them too, so check out their stuff too, just to vet them out. I always encourage all the things that I mention, encourage you to do your own research, because it makes a difference when you do your own research and the lens of what you need, right? Because what my needs are in my life might not be what you need in your life. So I hope that you really enjoyed this video, and let me know down below if there's a product that you're interested in that you maybe want me to review in depth, or maybe I'll do a vlog where it says how I use all these products in my day. I would love to do that as well. But if you love these kinds of videos, make sure you consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the thumbs up button. I hope to see you in my next video.